Good evening, everyone. Justice Dere, Justice Sonak, Mr. Thakkar, Mr. Dhond, Mr. Tamde, Presidents of the Sales Tax Tribunal, members of the Sales Tax Tribunal, members of the Standing Committee of the Bombay Bar Association, distinguished senior advocates, and ladies, gentlemen, and friends. Today's function is one that is marked by mixed emotions. On the one hand, there is a sense of loss, for the Bombay High Court is bidding farewell to two of its finest judges, Justice Dere and Justice Sonak, whose wisdom, integrity, and commitment to justice have left an enduring imprint on our institution. Their presence on this bench has enriched our jurisprudence and strengthened the faith of the bar and the litigants alike in the bench. At the same time, there is also a sense of pride and happiness for all of us. While we will miss them here greatly in Bombay, we rejoice in the fact that they go on to assume a high constitutional office of Chief Justice, a progression that is richly deserved and a recognition of their exceptional judicial abilities. Their elevation reflects not only their personal merit, but also the strength of the Bombay High Court, which continues to contribute outstanding judges to our nation. As we bid them farewell, we do so with gratitude for their service, admiration for their journey thus far, and our very best wishes as they embark upon the next chapter of their distinguished judicial careers. With this, could I request our President, Mr. Thakkar, to please say his opening remarks.
Good evening, everyone. The Honorable Mrs. Justice Revati Mohite-Dare, the Chief Justice Designate for Meghalaya High Court, the Honorable Mr. Justice Mahesh Sonak, the Chief Justice Designate of Jharkhand High Court, Mr. Dhond, Vice President, Mr. Daud, Engineer, Honorary Secretary, Senior Advocates, including former Presidents and Vice Presidents of Bombay Bar Association, members of the Standing Committee, all the other members. On behalf of Bombay Bar Association, it is my great honor and privilege to extend warmest congratulations to the exceptional jurists and the cherished members of our legal community, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Revati Dere, on her appointment as the Chief Justice of the Meghalaya High Court, and Honorable Mr. Justice Mahesh Sonak on his appointment as the Chief Justice of Jharkhand High Court. Today, we gather not only to celebrate these remarkable achievements, but also to reflect on the exemplary and inspirational careers that have led to these well-deserved elevations. Justice Dere was born in Pune and comes from a family deeply connected with the legal profession. Trained under the guidance of a father, eminent senior advocate Vijay Rao Mohite, her ladyship imbibed from an early age the values of legal discipline, professional ethics, and commitment to justice. While her lineage provided a foundation, it is her own merit, intellect, and perseverance that have shaped her distinguished journey. After completing her schooling at St. Joseph's College, Pashan, Pune, Justice Dere pursued her higher education in Ferguson College, where she earned recognition in the form of a National Merit Certificate. She then pursued her legal education at Symbiosis Law College, securing a first class with distinction in BSL and LLB and standing second in the University of Pune merit list. Her academic journey took her beyond national boundaries when she pursued her LLM at University of Cambridge as a recipient of prestigious Cambridge Commonwealth Trust Scholarship, a reflection of her scholarly excellence and global legal perspective. Upon returning to India, her ladyship commenced practice in the chambers of her father at Pune and later in Mumbai, joined the chambers of Barrister Raja Bhosle, former judge of Bombay High Court and former Advocate General of Maharashtra. Justice Dere had a wide-ranging practice before the Bombay High Court, appearing on the criminal, civil and constitutional sides, as well as before the Sessions Court. Over the years, she developed a reputation for thorough preparation, clarity of thought, and a firm sense of fairness. Justice Dere served the justice system in several important public law roles. She was a government pleader and she was also public prosecutor for the state of Maharashtra. She was appointed as an additional judge of Bombay High Court on 21st June 2013 and subsequently elevated as a permanent judge on 2nd March 2016. From the perspective of the bar, Justice Dere's courtroom was one where preparation mattered and fairness prevailed. Counsel appearing before her knew that persuasion lay not in rhetoric but in substance. What the bar will remember with particular gratitude is her constant encouragement to young members of the profession. Freshers and junior advocates were given the confidence and the opportunity to argue, making her courtroom a place of learning. Justice Dere emphasized that matters must be argued with preparation and professional conscience. Proceedings before her remained focused and meaningful, reinforcing the principle that preparedness was not merely expected but essential. Justice Dere's judicial legacy at the Bombay High Court has been marked by several landmark judgments that have left an enduring imprint on constitutional and criminal jurisprudence. Her jurisprudence reflects a deep sensitivity to women, children, and criminal justice. She has safeguarded the rights of vulnerable, reinforced accountability in serious crimes, and ensured that state authority is always exercised within constitutional limits. Her approach shows that justice is not merely about outcomes, but about protecting the most vulnerable while upholding the integrity of the legal system. In Haji Ali Dargah case, where a division bench including Justice Dere held that the exclusion of women from the inner sanctum violated Articles 14, 15 and 25, reaffirming that constitutional morality must prevail over practices that defy equality and dignity. Equally significant was her role in the recently decided suo motu public interest litigation, where her bench directed compensation to the families of the victims of deaths caused by potholes and open manholes, emphasizing the need for civic accountability and public safety. In another remarkable judgment, her ladyship's bench upheld the relocation of a captive elephant named Mahadevi to a specialized welfare facility, observing that an elephant's right to a quality life must take precedence over humans' right to use it for religious rites. A powerful affirmation that the protection of the vulnerable extends even to those without a voice. These judgments reveal a judge who combined constitutional fidelity with human sensitivity and legal rigor with moral courage. One cannot miss her ladyship's contribution to other aspects of the High Court, beautifying this building. Those who have been to room number 70 and 71 will vouch for that, or Krish, or a mediation center which has recently been set up. The High Court is going to miss your ladyship. Your ladyship's elevation as the Chief Justice of Meghalaya High Court is a moment of immense pride for the Bombay High Court. While your absence will be deeply felt here, we are confident that the Meghalaya High Court will greatly benefit from your leadership, experience, and judicial wisdom. We are going to miss you, but your ladyship is also going to miss Bombay Bar Association and particularly Coffee of Chinna. On behalf of Bombay Bar Association, I extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to your ladyship. You leave behind a legacy of integrity, courage, and constitutional fidelity. The Bombay High Court will miss your presence, but the Meghalaya High Court gains a Chief Justice of exceptional caliber. We wish your ladyship every success in this new chapter and trust that you will continue to inspire confidence in the institution you now lead. To Honorable Mr. Justice Sonak, it is not that a lawyer tells me I may do, but what humanity, reason, and justice tell me I ought to do. These words of Edmund Burke remind us that the law is not merely a set of rules, it is an instrument through which justice speaks. Today we gather to honor one of the most eloquent interpreters, Justice Mahesh, on his elevation as the Chief Justice of the Jharkhand High Court. Justice Sonak was born on 28th November 64. In his early life in Panaji, Goa, laid the foundation for a career marked by intellect, dedication and integrity. He completed schooling at Don Bosco High School, earned a BSc from College of Arts and Science and an LLB from MS College of Law, Panaji, Goa in first class. He also holds a Portuguese language diploma from Xavier Center of Historic Research. Enrolling as an advocate in October 1988, Justice Sonak practiced at the Panaji bench of the Bombay High Court across a broad spectrum of law, civil, constitutional, labor and service law, environmental law, commercial and tax law, company law, and public interest litigations. His analytical mind, clarity of thought, and commitment to professional ethics quickly earned him respect among colleagues and in the bench. He served as additional standing counsel for the central government and special counsel for the state government and statutory corporation. In June 13, Justice Sonak was elevated as an additional judge of the Bombay High Court, later becoming a permanent judge. Since then, his courtroom has been known as a space of discipline, clarity, fairness. Advocates appearing before him attest that he values precision, brevity, and reasoned argument, and yet remains encouraging to young advocates, providing guidance without compromising judicial neutrality. His courtroom is known for discipline, fairness, and respect for all parties, creating an environment where justice is delivered efficiently and equitably. Justice Sonak has been heading the tax bench at Bombay High Court, where his decisions reflect both precision in statutory interpretation and sensitivity to commercial realities. His judgments have clarified complex issues and ensured predictability and fairness in law. In Nescafe Premix case, he clarified the classification of instant coffee for sales tax purposes, balancing statutory interpretation with practical business realities. The judgment provided clarity and predictability for both tax authorities and businesses. In the Crosin trademark export matter, Justice Sonak's bench resolved ambiguities regarding the tax treatment of cross-border trademark assignments, establishing an important precedent for intellectual property and commercial taxation. Beyond commercial matters, he consistently upheld principles of fairness, natural justice, and protection of rights, ensuring that every party receives a fair opportunity. Through his work, Justice Sonak has demonstrated a unique combination of analytical rigor, attention to detail, and concern for fairness, ensuring that the law operates effectively for both the state and private parties. During his Lordship's tenure as presiding judge at Goa, Bombay Bar Association had a fortune of conducting an advocacy training course, the first one outside Mumbai, for young lawyers of Goa Bar. It is because of your Lordship's support and encouragement that the advocacy training course has become a regular annual feature in Goa now. As Lordship's elevation as Chief Justice of the Jharkhand High Court is not only a proud moment for the Bombay High Court, but a signal to the entire judiciary that dedication, integrity, and wisdom are always recognized and rewarded. While will deeply miss your Lordship's presence here, we are confident that the Jharkhand High Court will flourish under your Lordship, guided by your vision and unwavering commitment to justice. On behalf of Bombay Bar Association, we extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to Justice Sonak, who leave behind a legacy of mentorship, fairness, and scholarly rigor, a legacy that will continue to inspire advocates and judges alike. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thakkar. Could I now request Mr. Thakkar to please present a small memento to Justice Dere and Mr. Dhon to present a small plant to Justice Dere as a token of our love and appreciation for years of dedicated service. And could I request Mr. Dhond and Mr. Thakkar to please present the memento and the plant to Justice Sonak as well. It's one of the first times that, in fact, the Sales Tax Tribunal Bar, out of the love and appreciation for the two judges, have also asked if they could be part of this. So could I just request the President of the Sales Tax Tribunal to also present a floral memento to both the judges. Thank you. May I now call upon Justice Dere to say a few words to the gathering.
Mr. Thakkar, members of the Bombay Bar, respected seniors, young advocates, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is homecoming for me, as Justice Thakkar said, because I always came here and had sipped a cup of coffee. In fact, he did not mention, which I had told him, that I had made a small window outside my chamber so that we could get coffee straight from Chinna. So yes, this has been home for me, this bar association, and so was Avi. As I always said, I had two homes. My senior sat on the original side, but I practiced on the appellate side, so I had two homes. I vividly recall walking into this very bar room and courtrooms nearly 30 years ago as a young and aspiring lawyer, accompanying my father, who himself was an eminent and respected member of this fraternity. Many of you may assume that I carried confidence with me from the very beginning. However, I must candidly confess that at that time, this court was an overwhelming and an awe-inspiring place for me. Until then, my professional exposure had been largely confined to the district courts. And I suddenly found myself in the presence of towering legal luminaries, individuals whose names I had known only through reported judgments, law journals, and newspaper columns. The transition was indeed daunting. The grandeur of this institution, the intellectual rigor that permeates its proceedings, and the sheer caliber of its members at the bar initially filled me with a deep sense of awe, and if I may so, a measure of trepidation. Yet, it was through the constant encouragement and guidance of my father, seniors, coupled with an unwavering camaraderie and support of my peers, that I gradually found my footing. Step by step, I was able to hone my skills, refine my advocacy, and grow in confidence as opportunities slowly but surely came my way. I was also fortunate to receive immense encouragement from several members of the bench as well as from the colleagues at the bar, whose faith and generosity of spirit played a pivotal role in shaping my professional journey. At this juncture, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the profound role my parents have played in shaping the person I am today. From a very young age, they imbibed in me the values of hard work, sincerity, discipline, and integrity, values that have been my constant compass throughout my career. My father, notwithstanding his eminence at the bar, was often confronted with a subtle yet telling societal prejudice. He was frequently asked how many children he had, and upon responding that he had 3 daughters, the reaction was often a chuckle, tingled with misplaced sympathy, as though the absence of a son implied the absence of a legacy. My father, however, was never daunted by such notions. He raised us not as limitations of circumstance or gender, but as individuals with equal potential and equal promise. He afforded us opportunities to learn, to aspire, and to chart our own paths no differently than any son would have been encouraged to do. I'm talking about 60 years, 50 years back. In doing so, he quietly but resolutely defied entrenched societal expectations and instilled in us the confidence to believe in ourselves and the courage to pursue excellence on our own terms. Each of us sisters, with this trust, carved a niche for ourselves in our little which ways. It is this foundation laid by my parents, strengthened by the guidance of my seniors, the support of my peers, and the encouragement of the bench, nurtured within these very courtrooms, that has enabled me to stand before you today with gratitude, humility, and a deep sense of belonging to this great institution. This journey of 12 years and more has been greatly satisfying. I have no regrets. I have always endeavored to uphold the highest traditions of this court without fear of favor, affection, or ill will, and to the best of my ability. Sitting in courtroom number 46, within 1 or 2 years of being elevated, and even today, is overwhelming. It reminds you the legacy that the courtroom has. In fact, on Monday the 5th, when we inaugurated courtroom number 52, I had the same feeling. It was a very emotional moment even for me, because we had Justice Chagla had presided over that court. In fact, being a judge of the Bombay High Court itself is overwhelming. It reminds you of the rich legacy it carries. It has always been, and I have always been mindful of the same. For me, there has been no greater joy than dispensing justice, and I have done it to the best of my ability. While judging in the process, if I have unknowingly hurt someone, I am sorry. It was not the matter, but it was the matter and not the person. It was always to get the best out of you, particularly the youngsters, to realize your potential and to ensure that you worked hard. And in the process of judging, which really takes long working hours, which nobody really realizes. One only sees us working from 11 to 5. But I think most of us don't leave before 9:30, 10 from the court. And in spite of this demanding profession and this, what we do, our family has always been a strong sense of support. I don't think without them, without the support of our family, we would be able to do the kind of work we have done. And one more thing, I never knew that when I would become a judge, I would be able to do the kind of work, art that I enjoy doing. And that is the scope that I got after becoming a judge. And I'm always very grateful for getting this opportunity, for ensuring what better you can do in terms of infrastructure. Thank you for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Dere. Could I now request Justice Sonak to say a few words?
President Thakkar, dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, thank you very much for this honor. To me, this feels like a homecoming, though I may not have had the privilege of being a formal member of your association. You have nurtured me and made me feel at home. Accepting someone as your own, with all their follies, limitations, and quirks, is indeed an unparalleled honor. Thank you very much for bestowing it upon me. And if you will permit me to fast forward, because we have a event which cannot be performed, I am told, after sunset. A few minutes ago, in courtroom number 46, I expressed my sincere regrets for the shortcomings of impatience, irritability, and at times undue harshness that may have crept into me. I repeat my expressions of remorse and I seek your forgiveness. In this sense, I do not view this occasion as some kind of a farewell. If anything, it reminds me of the biblical parable of a prodigal son's return. A son who has faltered in his relations with his family is nevertheless welcomed back to the family fold. The family holds a feast, not in his honor or to celebrate the son, I should think, but to celebrate their own ability to forgive and their abundant grace. So the grace of the moment entirely belongs to you, and for which I am extremely grateful. Now this parable teaches us that we can only be found when we acknowledge our lostness. The way home is a part of the mystery of human nature. It is most often a long and a painful journey. Not many can return home, say sorry, and experience this grace. So thank you very much for allowing me to say this sorry, and thank you very much for your forgiveness, which I take for granted, and your grace, which only a mature bar like you could produce. To all of you, I wish the best that life has to offer. Do well, serve well, and keep the Bombay flag flying high. Thank you very much.
Could I request for a standing ovation for two excellent judges? Though I know the judges would love to actually interact with each of y'all, we have been informed by the Registrar General that they are required downstairs for a ceremony that is actually already about 10 minutes late. So sincere apologies, but thank you to everyone who've come here to wish our judges on the next chapter. And if I could just request that the judges should be allowed to exit smoothly. So those in the passageway, if y'all could please move aside. Thank you so much to everyone who's come. There is tea and snacks for all those who've come, so please do partake of them.